Shall I go yank her with like a cane?
Sorry, I'm coming. You were talking about flipping like that, I don't see it like that, just everybody's got to wear pants. And a sweatshirt. Shouldn't be bad.
I was about to make sure the door's closed. And just see about that first chair, because I gotta see if you get in the camera.
Getting in the camera. Ooh, these chairs don't even look like fun.
And you're not.
I gotta get in this one?
That one.
The hell?
Joe, this is gonna be interesting. Trying to get you in the damn camera.
Yeah, well,
That's about as good as we're gonna get.
no, if you want to, you can go sit over there next to her and like sit.
You don't want to be in the camera.
Just move the move
you
it
can,
over a
no,
little
I mean
bit.
we're just in that whatever. We could just you guys could just sit that far and just put the computer right here and then it's just a straight two shot.
Gotcha.
Here.
In other words, he's shy, folks.
This is better. I'm just moving.
Yeah, but no, fuck it. Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
So I say we gotta try to figure a way to, well, we don't really have anyone on call for this, and we don't really need the exterior audio, I guess.
They're equal opportunity haters. It's time for Rants in Our Pants with Dawn. That's my secret, I'm always Krista. And away!
No, it still cracks me up.
I know, right?
All right, welcome once again. We're just a little late today. We had to have a little maintenance here at the cave, tweak this, tweak that.
Maintenance at the cave.
Yeah, we had to do a little spring cleaning. So this is not starting out with the normal bang that we normally come in with, but look who's back.
Why is this room so small?
It's very small.
It is very intimate, isn't it?
I feel like we're just so close and
Yeah, because usually
Tidy.
we're spread out a little bit further.
yeah.
And we're actually in Studio 2 today. So if you're listening on the Cave Radio website, go to Studio 2. We're not in Studio 1 today. I probably should have mentioned that on our Twitter account, which again is Rants in Our Pants, or you look for Dawn and Krista.
A little bit of history on this room.
Oh, there's a history.
Oh my
Was
gosh.
it haunted?
No.
Damn.
Well, no. This originally when we first came to Cave Radio. When we first came to Cave Radio, all of this was open. This wasn't here. This wall wasn't here, and then they thought it was a good idea to give a young black man a chance and give him his own radio station
Who
called
was
Cave
that?
Radio Sports.
Who was that?
Oh, yeah, my biggest failure in radio. And so this was Cave Radio Sports for a little bit, and so we moved down the street. And so, but then this became the podcast studio / Studio 2. What I originally wanted was for that to be open so you could see outside. And I thought that it'd be a good thing for when we do things like we're doing now with streaming and stuff. It'd be really cool to, but then someone made the good point of who wants to look at what we have outside of those walls. And I was like, you know what? Very true. But I Big Al, big shout out to Big Al. He actually built this room, and yeah, he built this room. Spent many days in this room, and I spent a couple days helping him, spackle and. Okay, well, I spackled one thing. That's all, and yeah, that is the history of this room. You've probably never even been back here. Right?
I've only
No.
poked my head in this room like maybe once or twice.
And then when I was trying to recruit Cave Radio Sports or whatever, I'd be like, okay, well, here's the real studio, but here's the you're going to come into this room, and when I would approach females about doing shows or whatever, they would always think that this was like the casting couch.
Somehow I saw that one
The
coming.
casting couch.
Yeah.
Well, it is a little.
Because
intimate and dimly lit,
It
you know,
is.
a little
It's a
candle, maybe some
little-
incense.
also-
It's a sassy room.
Let's be real, this room has evolved a lot from what it was when it was being built. So it was just like this wall was all whitish and they didn't have the pictures up and all that other stuff. It was just this blank room with no TV or anything. And I'd be like, okay, well, this is the studio we're going to be in. And, you know, it looked kind of, yeah. So failure on my part. But studio two.
And this is the first time we've literally, for, you know, pop the cherry.
Okay.
So it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And I know you're just willing to explode, especially on
No,
certain
I'm
things.
not. I'm actually very, very just chill. Very
No, I
chill.
meant on the impeachment.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm not surprised.
Was anyone truly surprised?
No. Nobody should be surprised. I mean, everybody on Facebook's losing their shit, and I'm sure Twitter is just as much of a spaz, but I really don't think anybody should be surprised.
I mean, nobody is surprised, right? Like, you can't be. Someone
It's
once told me something, and this has helped me throughout my life. It's like when people do things that could potentially make you mad, you gotta look and see and consider the person that's doing it. And if it's something you'd expect from them, then why can you be mad? Now, if it's something and it happens from someone you don't expect it from, that's good reason to be mad. So in this case, we all, since the beginning of this impeachment, knew that this was going to go this way. So
yeah.
when it came down, how mad could you really be? But was I mad?
I don't think I was. To take your analogy, we all knew it was coming. But I think to really spin it in a different narrative is when you see people who work hard, bust their butt, and then they see some lazy motherfucker come down the pike and get constantly rewarded for bad behavior. That pisses me off fucking royally. I see it almost constantly. And that's the way I look at Donald Trump. This is a motherfucker who takes advantage of every fucking opportunity that should not even have been given to him. And there are people literally suffering because he figures he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And now you got these assholes in the Senate, which again, we all knew it was gonna happen. And you just sit back and go, son of a bitch, when does it fucking stop? I mean, seriously.
Right.
The only thing that was surprising about the whole goddamn acquittal is Mitt Romney actually voting to remove him.
I wasn't surprised by that.
I was, because there was allegedly 3 other people who were like, yeah, we kind of agree with Mitt, and then they turned around, became pussies, and went back.
I'm not surprised by Mitt Romney. He's very religious. So for him, he's a very sincere and religious individual. So his speech and for his emotions to get the best of him, I'm not surprised, because when he was running for president, if you ever listened to him, you knew that when it came down to the wire of him making a speech about the impeachment and him always making some kind of tweet or comment about Donald Trump, you knew that when it came down to the wire, he was going to vote guilty with Donald Trump. You knew he was going to go against party. Now, that being said, I'm not surprised about the other Republicans that were once going to vote guilty.
He
learned his
lesson. He'll
never
do it again.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Now, with some of the new information that's going to come out,
Which one? Are you talking about Parnas or Bolton?
Bolton is just, I'm not surprised, okay? They're saying that they're going to try to press charges on Bolton for the book, that there's going to be, Donald Trump said that they're going to try to do criminal charges on Bolton because of his book.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw that.
I saw it, but
Okay.
Here's the thing that's stupid about that is before he can even promote the book, he had to run the book by the White House security clearance, and they already cleared it.
They have a draft of the book. So now that Donald Trump is pissed off at Bolton he's throwing him under the bus. They also made a comment about charges. I don't think Bolton is afraid. I think that right now this is all a big hype about
His
this
mustache has his
book.
back.
So I think that this Bolton thing is kind of gonna just blow over unless there is shit in this book that is, I don't know, kind of like that nobody's expecting.
Let me ask you, do you think Bolton is this anonymous who wrote that op-ed in the newspaper, then wrote his own book? His or her own book?
Bolton knows a lot of shit, but so does Kelly. Kelly, who was also in the White House, John Kelly.
I know who you're talking about.
I think that between the two of them, there's a lot of information out there, and I think between the two of them, that there could be a lot of information to be spilled.
But it's still not going to... Let's just be as jaded as we can get here. And I'm at that point, I'm as jaded as... I don't think I could get below granite or bedrock here. It's not going to do any fucking good.
Well, no, it's not. Because the only thing they can do at this point now is just do more investigations, because more shit's going to come out and more shit. And he's going to do more shit. There's plenty of time for him to fuck up even more. That I don't think people understand that he's still the president and he can still fuck up. It's not like he's getting a clean slate to still do bad shit. It's just
Are you sure?
No, you got to understand that just because the impeachment is over doesn't mean that everybody's giving him a clean slate. If he fucks up again, then that means that you fuck up again. You can't say to a president, okay, your impeachment is over, so now we're giving you a clean slate to go fuck up again. He is not entitled to go run around and be a fucking idiot. Just because he's the executive doesn't mean that he can't be checked by the other branches of government. There are 3 branches of government.
Yep. The conservative-run Supreme Court, the Republican-run Senate, and then the Democratic-run House.
So
you really think he can't pull shit and get away with it?
He cannot just run amok. Everybody thinks he's running amok right now.
Oh no, he won't do it right away.
He cannot run amok.
Actually, I stand corrected, because if you were Donald Trump, and even though you just were given the bronze golden diaper, because, look at him in his tennis shorts. He wears the pens. You know it. I know it. Let's stop kidding ourselves. But the day, almost literally, within 48 hours of getting the acquittal, and he does that little, Dewey beats Truman, little holding up the newspaper with the acquitted thing.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to a prayer breakfast, a fucking prayer breakfast, and just unloads on Romney for using his faith to guide him on a morally just decision, and proceeds to decimate basically faith at a prayer breakfast. It's like, what kind of dumbass do you have to be? And then you go, oh, well, it is Donald Trump. I mean, his family tree does not fork at all. Have you seen the parents? I'm telling you. Bing, ding, 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 ding. It's freaking horrifying.
Yeah, that wasn't his, that wasn't very smart. No, I didn't see the whole prayer breakfast thing, because I've actually not been watching the news that much, because I've actually had other shit going on. So when this week, when all this shit was going on, I would watch some of it, and then I would have to take care of other stuff. And so I was like, I would turn it on, and then I would be like, oh God, this shit is insane. So it's insane.
There was what, I'm just speculating. We're just going to say hypothetically, allegedly.
Yeah.
But the funny part is at both the prayer breakfast and his victory lap at the podium.
Yeah.
Talking about all that had happened. Did you notice his voice was a little hoarse? I mean, he was instead of talking like this and waving his hands madly as he talked about how great he is and how everyone's a loser. He was kind of talking like this, like maybe he was screaming at the top of his lungs, I did it, and they can't do nothing about it because God damn it, I quit it.
You do such a good Trump. I just want to blast orange powder in your face.
Please
right now.
don't. That would be
Like
that would
Cheetos.
be that would be a
Cheetos?
bizarre
Like,
porn thing, wouldn't it?
Like I want to
Like a
crush up a
solution?
bag of Cheetos
Yeah.
and get it, all the dust in my hand and go.
If Dan would allow the residue, hey, I'm down for a laugh.
And I think you probably have the Trump hair. That's why you never take your hat off.
No,
Is that what
no,
it
she
is?
doesn't have Trump.
Is that what it is? You have like the
No, she
The,
doesn't.
the ferret that's got the mange.
but the
Look.
no.
Is that what you're
What?
saying?
What?
Is that what you're saying?
No, well, I want to. I think you
You're
should
trying.
do this.
You're
You should do
trying to
this.
say I look like. Now, see, the funny thing about that picture is you can see where he puts like something over his face to spray on
I
that
saw-
fucking
I
makeup.
saw-
Oh, you are
oh.
attached to the board, sir.
Oh,
Did
that's
you
not
see
good.
the one where he's
Really,
got a
sir?
man bun?
What?
There's one circulating on Facebook where he has a man bun.
Well, that's not real, but this is truly bleeping real.
I mean-
how do you know that's real? That's just as real as the man bun photo.
No, this is a real photo. This isn't like
It's about. It's also. I'm with him. It is a real photo. It's up there with his toilet paper going up the
Oh boy.
stairs to Air Force One. Haven't you ever seen that one?
No, but he looks like maybe he's sunburned.
Oh, really? Just
No.
around that part of his face?
No,
There are people that have
that's
that.
heavy
that get that.
makeup.
That's
Big
not even heavy
time.
makeup. He was in it. Someone sprays him with tan before he leaves. Like that's what's obvious.
Oh, well, yeah.
See if I can find my favorite picture of all
Look
time.
at the man bun. It's on Facebook. It's the Donald Trump man bun photo. I just saw it before I left here. I was like, now what in the fuck?
Oh.
What is that? I know. I saw that.
For those not understanding what I'm passing around, it's a picture of Donald Trump's face. Basically, I guess you could say Dolly Partonized. Probably
It's not right. It's not right.
Yeah, there we go.
No, really.
It's not right, but I love it.
I know. I saw it.
My
I don't
all-time
understand-
favorite,
I
though.
don't.
You don't understand what we're looking at?
No, I understand. I just don't get why he would allow that to.
My all-time favorite is this
Happen.
one.
I know.
What do you mean allow that to happen?
Well, because he knows that he's going to be photographed.
yeah, but see the thing is that he's so delusional that
He
like he
can't-
thinks he
yeah.
looks good. Like
He
thinks
can't control certain things.
I understand
like
that, but you would think that your hairline would.
like
Okay, let me give you the best example. There's another infamous video clip. It was not doctored, but they were doing their best to try to, I guess you could say wave it away. But he was going up the stairs to get into Air Force One. A wind hit, and you just saw that mop of his hair just like
I've seen
you
the
have to
photos
use
of
some
his hair.
heavy fucking hairspray to take what hair you have to cover that much baldness.
I saw it.
Just
I
get
saw
the
that.
fuck over it.
I saw
Donnie,
it.
you're fat and bald.
Yeah, I
you're
saw
over
I
70. Get
saw
over
that.
it.
I saw that.
You got millions of bucks. Just get over. Oh, pardon me. Allegedly have millions of bucks. Motherfucker.
I have so many things to say. I don't know if I want to express them right now because I was, I read back our conversation as I often do to see if I miss anything.
Read back.
What
Right
conversation? The kill the cats combo,
No.
or
We're getting to that.
No. You
Okay.
just let me talk 5 seconds.
okay,
5
go ahead.
seconds.
What combo?
What I was saying was on Wednesday I was on tilt. I was super. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen me use that many words.
Yeah, you were.
Because and I want to save this for later, but this is our system here. You know what I'm saying? And we're treating this like reality TV.
Yep.
This is like this would be funny if it didn't matter. Like if it didn't matter, if this was like anything else in the world. Like this is the only thing actually in the world that matters. Stuff like this. And the people that are running it are acting like buffoons. And we're constantly consuming this, and we're part of the problem because we're consuming it, but we have to consume it because it's what affects us in everyday life. And so that's what was really making me upset, because you could look at things that people do. Like I can watch a TV show like Oz and hate the Nazi group because of, how many times they say the N word and all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, that's a TV show. It's not real. I can get mad about, the Pistons. I can get mad about the Lions.
You could get mad about the last season of Game of Thrones.
You can get mad about the last season of Game of Thrones. But that stuff at the end of the day doesn't matter. This stuff matters because this is the stuff that becomes your laws. These people are what's going to make precedent for future generations, but also future generations are going to sit back and look at us, and we're going to be all gobbled in with this dude. And I know that it really doesn't matter because we'll be gone, but just like people look at the 60s, how are they going to look at the 2010s, 2020s?
Simple going.
And you've got to think, listen, look, one thing I've learned, if you're going to be a history person, I'm not that big on history, but if I can sum up history, I can say this: game don't change. Game just gets worse. We're looking at the same things that we were looking at in the 60s. And it seems like every generation, you have the same thing plus an added on dose of whatever. You had all the hate and racism in the 60s, and then you go into the 70s, and then it becomes hate on racism on black people and women, even though there was,
That's because history always seems to repeat itself.
Because no one
And
ever
then
pays
add
attention
on
to
a
it.
dose of sugar. That's right.
So now look, now we're at this peak of just fuckery. We're at this peak of fuckery.
Yeah.
And now we're going into what's going to be another generation.
That's
now,
right.
what's going to be added on top of that?
You know what is added on top of that? Is because in the 60s and 70s, they only touched on homosexuality. It was there, but it wasn't there. It was in the shadows.
In the closet.
Now, it was in the closet. But see, back in the 60s and 70s, they dealt with African American, and they dealt with the black-white marriages, right? They didn't want the biracial children. They didn't want none of that shit. They found it to be illegal. They didn't pass that till the end of the 60s.
You couldn't get married to an interracial person until 1969.
They did not want that. That's right, till the end of the 60s. They didn't want none of that. Now, in 2015, they passed it so that we could get married. 2015, that's when they said that we could get married, right? They had to pass a law just like they did for interracial marriages, okay? Pass a fucking law.
And those, but see, here's the thing.
This is what you're trying to say.
Here's the thing. At least then you had sensible people in charge at that time.
But do we?
You had enough sense. It's 2015. You had enough sensible people in charge to offset the fuckery. But now this is just straight fuckery.
But you figure we had Obama in 2015.
Okay,
who wasn't for gay marriage at first? Remember?
No, remember he didn't. He was kind of wishy-washy. But now Trump is literally overturning every single fucking thing Obama did. Literally every regulation, every law he signed.
So what you're saying basically is me and Amanda shouldn't even bother in October.
You should, because you don't know that because October, this motherfucker could turn around right before the election, sign a bill, and fucking say gay marriage isn't legal no more. That's what Andrea and I fucking worried about when he got fucking elected.
Well, what do you think we were worried about?
But we literally were worried that right when he got fucking elected, just like Marquis says, history repeats itself all the time. All the time. This is what he's saying. These fucking people are running the show. You and Amanda are waiting till October.
And you guys think I'm the one that's always angry.
You and Amanda are waiting till October 31st
Mhm.
The election is November 8th. You don't know if the Democrats are so close to this fucker and he's trying to eliminate every Obama law, everything, regulations, laws, everything. You don't know that right before that election, he could turn around and say,
Krista,
fuck you, gay marriage.
Krista, do you think this is something Amanda and I never fucking
I'm
talked
just
about?
saying.
When I went on my epic rant before this show ever came into being, I was going on about all the people who I truly despised at that moment who voted for Trump because they were so afraid, or not afraid. They hated Hillary Clinton so fucking much, they would rather vote for this nitwit than for frickin' her because they hated her so much. And I said, do you realize as I drove home from work that night with Amanda next to me, she literally did not want to get married because she was afraid. And the fucking thing that pissed me off the most about that was that basically I was now living in the possible turmoil that we're going to be treated even worse.
We are.
And sure as fucking enough, it started happening. But at the time I was doing this rant, there's a person I was friends with for quite some time who said, you're just mad because the person you voted for didn't get elected. That had nothing to fucking do with it. It was me being a reasonable fucking human being, seeing the writing on the wall, knew who not to vote for. But everyone else, because of their hatred for one specific individual, said, fuck her, we're going to vote for the orange turd.
Ugh.
And that is what pissed me off. We got stuck with a turd that will not flush down the toilets because they only go a few little bits. And we're stuck with that.
One day? You're going to record that?
What?
Her doing Trump so that you can
I
play
ain't
it.
going to do Trump.
No, you're going to do his little fucking the talk.
Well, you
But
can't
see,
just
that's
like
what
do
he's
your
trying to
hands from
say.
that side to
He's
side.
saying that children are learning right now in history what this asshole is doing to us. And for Black people, he's degrading them every day, taking away their rights.
But he had them in the audience for a State of the Union.
Really, props? Really?
I'm being
props?
sarcastic.
He's using Black people as props. Or do you agree?
Yeah. Oh my God. But
That 100-year-old
that's-
gentleman,
That's
that-
a
The Tuskegee
different.
Airmen.
the airman,
Listen.
and the little boy who's going to go to Space Force.
I thought that was a girl.
It was a little boy.
Listen. That's a whole nother thing that I'm pretty sure that we're going to get to later on because.
But seriously,
Well, we can't talk about it.
so and then
Well,
what about
I'm
it?
saying
What
is
about
we're talking about one thing, and the whole pandering to Black people during the Super Bowl is a whole
but
other
then
thing.
but you
And
have
Latin
but the
people.
thing is,
Oh wow.
back in the 60s and 70s, there were tons of poor people. It not just the ghetto, not just low income people, but it crossed the aisle, both Black and white people. He's now doing it again. But this time he's taking away food stamps, Medicaid.
And claiming he
For-
lifted them.
Right. But he's trying to say that he's lifting people out of poverty. But really, if you look, he's taking it away from people. He's taking it away from people. So he's literally putting not just Black people back into poverty, but he's also putting the mothers who are trying to fight to put their kids through school. He's putting single mothers back into poverty level and not helping them, not one bit. So now people are struggling because of him. And what does he do? He says he's lifting people back up, getting them off of unemployment. Really? Are you? You piece of shit? So,
Well,
to
the
me,
jobs are higher because more people have to take more
do
jobs
you
just
know,
to you know,
do you
sustain.
know what requirements are now for people to be on food stamps and Medicaid? Do you
Sacrificing
know
a baby
that
goat.
you have to work 40 hours a week to get on food stamps and Medicaid? But if you are a single mom, if you make over $24,000 a year, 24,000. So if you make 24,000 and say 2,400 and like five, like let's just say you make like $1 over, they take your food stamps away. Just that, if you make $1 over 24, they take your food stamps away. That's it. So they are taking you down to the wire. They're taking your shit away from you. That's what they did to me. They told me that I didn't qualify for food stamps anymore. That's it. But I have my own business. And I told them, look, I do work over 40 hours a week. And they said, your business doesn't count anymore. That your business doesn't count. We want you to go work at McDonald's. Your online business doesn't count anymore. So that's what they're doing to people. They're fucking with them. They want you to go work at McDonald's. They want you to go work at Home Depot. Some of these parents who are people who have invisible illnesses, but have an online business or work at home, and that's legitimate. You have a employee ID number, you have a tax ID number, you're 100% legitimate. They don't give a fuck. They want you to go outside the home and work. Some of these parents who have disabled children who can, they can't do that. But the state is now taking away all of your fucking benefits. That's what they're doing to people. That is what Trump is doing to people. That's what they're doing to people.
Oh, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that at all. But what constantly cracks me up about all that is, I know we said this almost from the beginning of his presidency.
I know that Marquise had more to say, so I feel bad that I...
It wouldn't be a rant if you didn't just...
No, I feel bad because I know that he was jumping...
We're going to get back to it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, when we first started, because of his presidency, we vowed we would not call his supporters stupid. But it got to the point where you see all that evidence. You see all the things that he's taking away. You see all these things. And yet you still have these people, 4 more years. And you just sit back and go, what paint chips did you eat as a child that you're sitting here and thinking this is the best thing
The
for
Senate
the country?
did that. The Senate
I
did
know
that.
the Senate did that.
And
They also kicked out that father whose kid got shot up at Parkland.
I can't believe
Because he
that,
mentioned
yeah.
you're being attacked for your Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, I can't believe the
It's
Senate
like,
did
fuck
that.
off.
I can't believe they did that at the State of the Union.
Yeah, that's you just saw literally the beginning of basically the end.
Yeah, I can't.
This is no longer a Democrat. I'm not going to. And when I say Democrat, I don't mean the Democrats.
I feel like he's like a new baby Putin.
Putin? Are you sure you want to use Putin? Because that's not the dictator I was looking at.
Yeah, I think that because I don't know.
I was looking at one that more or less is, derived from the same heritage as Mr. Drumpf is. Yeah, your last name is Drumpf too, motherfucker. But
yeah, I don't know.
He reminds me more of, I can't put my finger on it, but you know where I'm going. Yeah, I mean, and the only thing that I thought was truly beautiful is the fact that part of his beautiful wall that's going to take everything down,
oh my God,
fell the fuck over. Oh yeah, awesome.
I heard about that, only I didn't read an article on it, so
basically just a little wind.
I mean, I didn't read. I don't know. Is there an article on it, or
it was all over the place?
Yeah, I didn't read an article on it, so I didn't.
I saw a video clip, a news crew. I saw the various articles, and the entire time I'm like, it's a beautiful world.
Yeah,
it's impenetrable.
You know what's funny?
Oh,
like. I know that we're all not Sanders supporters in here, and we all have our different Democrats.
I support no one right now because I don't know who to support.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, but so a lot of people are going against Bernie Sanders because he's talking like some real stuff. Like what he's talking is basically, let's reset everything. I mean, like let's reset everything. Let's make it easier for the future generations. Let's make it easier on the future generations. Giving them free college, give them a lot of free stuff so that they can really, really get themselves together. And everyone's like, this guy's crazy. This old guy is crazy. Where are we going to get the money? They never, ever ask, where are we going to get the money for war? Like,
of course not.
Just like, $70 trillion. We're
The only
gonna do for our
thing-
defense fund.
Only
Never
thing I'm
says-
worried about with Bernie Sanders is I do think that they need to reset on healthcare. I do think that healthcare needs to be looked at. Do I think that there should be a Medicaid for all program? Only because I was on Medicaid. Let me tell you that Medicaid for all won't give you all of the prescriptions you need.
If we're the greatest, we're supposed to be the richest. We're supposed to be the greatest. We're supposed to be the best. Well, if we're the richest, greatest, and the best, then there's no way that there should be other countries where you can go in for open heart surgery and not pay a dime.
Yeah, but are they as big as us?
What do you mean? Like, are they as big
Are
as
they
us? I mean,
as big of a country as us?
Is Canada as big of a country as us?
Size-wise, yes. Population, no.
Okay, there is not any. This is what people are trying. This is.
But we're the biggest and we're the greatest.
Yes, I know.
We're the biggest,
but-
greatest, and the richest. It shouldn't matter,
But
right?
the thing is this, population-wise, and the fact that our borders are not secure, so we are allowing people to come in droves. Hold
We're
on,
the
in
biggest and the
droves.
best and the greatest.
We
Give me your
are.
poor.
But
Give me your hungry.
That is
Your
true.
humble masses.
But that is true.
That
On
shouldn't
top
matter.
of that, but we also have other things we have to take care of. We are allowing people in droves to come in here to allow
What does she sound like right now?
free healthcare.
Trump supporter?
No. But I'm saying if we are going to let everybody have free healthcare, not only are you allowed free healthcare,
I didn't say
but-
everybody.
but here's the thing. We also need to look at your pharmacy, the pharmaceutical companies, because those are what are going to kill you in the end. There is no reason why somebody should have to pay $1,500 a month for 30 fucking pills. 30
Again, we're the
fucking
greatest.
pills.
We're the biggest, baddest, and greatest. And if I were to go 15 miles north, I could get those same pills for free.
That lotion that I was talking about, I could go across the border and I could get that lotion for $10 fucking dollars. It's just that it's generic and it's named different.
What I'm saying is that we're talking that we're the I just read something this week and it made me laugh because I thought of a joke right when it was said. It was America now considered eighth greatest country. And I'm like, damn, we're damn near out the playoffs.
It's because
we're in eighth seed right now.
The problem is if you go into a hospital, a lot of times people don't have insurance anymore. The Obamacare system kind of ruined a lot of people. A lot of people stopped paying their policies because their policies went through the fucking roof. And so people go into the emergency room and they get a bill and these people don't pay their fucking bills. I know we just got a bill from Andrea's fucking surgery and we've got just one part of the bill is $500 with insurance. That's just a copay. And then on top of that, we've got another $300 in bills and that's with insurance. And you got to make sure that those people are in your network.
You're also forgetting some places you go to, they'll charge you this much, but if you go to a different one, they'll charge you a completely different price
Yeah.
altogether for the same fucking thing.
It's because it's called surprised billing. And that's what they're trying to get rid of. And then they charge you $20 for one shot. And that's just the copay. See, that's the problem. Even though, and I'm not a Bernie hater, I'm actually listening to some of his stuff. The problem is I don't know if I 100% agree with free college tuition.
Hold on. Okay. Let's bookmark that. I've been waiting for someone to bring. I'm sorry. I've been waiting for someone to bring this up. Why?
Because do you think that a child should be able to go to U of M for free? How do you think that college is going to survive?
I don't think they're talking about that specific type of college.
But
I think
if
they're talking about a free college, like maybe Schoolcraft or whatever.
But when you say free college, are you opening it up to every college?
I mean, why are you trying to charge astronomical amounts for a kid to get an education, for anyone to get education?
I'm just saying.
I can't believe that you're trying that you're for education for profit. We should do you know that there's so much stuff out there?
Why aren't we promoting more of a going to a trade school?
Let the man finish his thought.
There are so many things that could have happened, that can happen, that can't happen because the means aren't there. There's some kid right now who is able to take a U of M education, but doesn't have the resources to go to U of M, so they end up working at CVS, or they end up selling drugs, or they end up having to do something else because they don't have the means. A lot of the reason why these kids are not further along is because they don't have the means to get the education. And you know what? Fuck it, let them. Why are we charging for knowledge?
First off,
why are we charging for knowledge?
A lot of kids that do not have parents that are making a shit ton of money, you automatically get a $5,500 Pell Grant.
$5,500 doesn't cover the books. Let's be real.
And second of all, you can go online and you can get your books for real fucking cheap now. And a lot of time at U of M and a lot of these other colleges, half the time you don't even need a book no more. It depends on the teacher. A lot of time these teachers tell you don't even need a book in these classes.
Okay, but what I'm saying is what's the benefit? How does that benefit society by making kids pay for knowledge? We're talking about making knowledge monetary. We should be encouraging kids to go to college. You're pushing kids away from it because they're intimidated. College is already intimidating. You know what I'm saying? Like, college is already intimidating. But you're just giving them another excuse to not want to better themselves.
Have you listened to the statistics of the fact that there are too many kids in college right now?
Why is that a problem? Is that a problem?
Versus kids that need to go fill the spots for trades like plumbers, electricians, carpenters, people like that. So the problem is this. Hold on. You're kind of defeating the purpose of college versus trade. There are too many kids that leave college and can't get a fucking job because they've overdone themselves in all these loans. And I can tell you right now, my daughter's fucking one of them. She spent 10 years in fucking college and now she's overqualified because she's overeducated herself like half of these other fucking kids. She's got loans out of her ass, and instead she had to backtrack and decide to become an RN versus a forensic scientist because now they've changed the fucking grade on forensic scientists because that's what they do with half of these kids. They turn around and tell you.
What does that have to do with free? Because what you're saying is that, like, wow, I wish you could have just done that for free. It'd be a lot easier to just say.
It's not about free. Half the time you can go to one of these community colleges where you can end up pulling a Pell Grant, which is what kids should think about. Instead, you get a parent, and it's all about these parents and the fact that they're alumni. Okay. And the fact that 20 something years ago, their parent went to a school like Ohio State or Michigan State. And then they turn around and they said, I want you to go there. Okay. So then they end up spending 30 grand on school.
You still haven't told me what letting kids learn, what they need to learn to make all these generations better, to make the world better after we're gone.
A young kid in high school right now should sit down with their counselor, and the counselor should say,
what about all the plumbers that should be doctors, but they couldn't afford to?
Do you realize that a plumber makes a shit ton of fucking money?
And
do you know how much my fucking wife makes?
I'm not putting down that. But what I'm saying,
do you realize
that
trades
are bad? I went to trade school. I encourage trade. I say don't go to college unless it's something you need some kind of license or diploma for. Like, if you want to go be a lawyer.
So you think a doctor? Do you think a doctor who, like a doctor and somebody who's a plumber? Do you think that's fucked up? That's fucked up.
No,
you would
what I'm
rather
saying
have
is,
a kid.
What I'm
you
saying
would rather have you would tell a kid, go be a doctor versus go be an electrician.
No.
Because
no,
electricians.
Did she get lost in this again?
I'm thinking maybe.
Because
Okay, what
I
I'm
think
saying
that's
is-
fucked up.
No,
Because
what I'm
there are a
saying
lot
is,
of kids that would love to be fucking trade school.
okay. What I'm saying is that there are people who have the knowledge to be great doctors, but couldn't afford to be great doctors, so they had to settle for being plumbers, which is not a bad thing. But it's like you could have, like, you have the mind of something to something that could really help in medicine. There are people out there who have had to settle. My whole point was there are people that had to settle for less because they couldn't afford college. Maybe I shouldn't have used plumber as an example, but there are people who have to settle for less, like filling vending machines, when they have a mind for more, when they have the intellect to be more,
Then
when they
why
have the
didn't?
discipline.
Here's my
Because
thing.
they can't afford it, and because college is so extravagantly expensive that they just can't afford it. We're missing out on great minds in history because college has been inflated to the point where they've priced all certain people out of the market. And I'm not just saying black people, I'm saying poor people. There are a lot of people who could go to college and should go to college who end up not going to college and not fulfilling their best potential just because they didn't have the means, because some rich people say, you know what, we all need bonuses this year. How are we going to do that? Well, let's just raise tuition.
The football team needs new uniforms.
Well, no, they get that through their. They get that.
It was being sarcastic.
Yeah, but they get that through their TV money. Like, let's not act like. And we always talk about these softball teams and all these other little sports that don't have no money to pay their players. They have TV deals. They have enough money to pay the players. All these, like, you should be getting your money. Like we have our government.
The one thing is this. When there is a child out there that truly wants to raise themselves up the game, there is a child out there right now who wants to be a fucking veterinarian or a fucking doctor. And if they truly want to be that and they are at a poverty level right now, or they live in Detroit, or they live over in Warren, and their mom is probably working 3 fucking jobs, and that little baby is sitting there saying, I want to be a fucking doctor, there is a way. There is a way. There is a counselor out there who is going to talk to that kid when they're a junior.
But why does it take that? Why can't they just say, you know what, I'm going to, why does it have to be? I have to figure
I know kids
that
that went to fucking school
why does it
that
have to be
busted
them
their fucking ass and got their fucking best numbers on ACTs, and they fucking went to college. It may have taken them a long fucking time, but they fucking busted their ass to get there. It's not about getting shit for free. It's about busting your fucking
ass. You're putting
ass.
monetary value on knowledge, and knowledge shouldn't have monetary value on it. Like, knowledge shouldn't. Like, if I want to walk on U of M's campus right now and enroll because I want to get the knowledge, it should be available to me, not at a monetary. Like, what you're doing is you're pricing out kids. And I understand what you're saying is, well, then make them earn it, make them work hard. Well, you know what? You're not saying that for the guy in Bloomfield Hills.
So go take the entrance exam, go to U of M Dearborn and fucking go enroll.
Okay, but also
it's not that easy.
It really, yeah. I mean, she's just saying.
I fucking know people that have done it.
And I fucking know people who have done it and got rejected. What is your point?
Just walk on to U of M Dearborn and go fucking do it.
They've done it and they have been rejected. And the reason why they got rejected, I'll give you a very tiny clue.
I know plenty of people that don't have no money and have gone to Dearborn and gotten in.
Like who?
A couple of my friends on Facebook. She fucking got a psychiatry fucking degree.
We're not gonna name
names. And she's got fucking kids and she fucking did it.
Let's pull it up. Pull them up. Let's go to break.
Oh, brother.
Let's go to break.
Okay, so on that note, we're gonna go on break. It's getting a little tense in here.
Oh no, it's not. Hey, ain't nobody tense.
Are you sure about that?
No, I love her. I'm about to go give her a kiss on her forehead right after we get off of here.
Anyway, we're going to go to break. Very tiny break. I'm running clips this time of a YouTuber. His YouTube channel is called Bo the Fifth Column. This man has a lot of straight talk, no nonsense, history, Latin shit to say, and trust me, the man knows what he's talking about. So we'll see you back in about 5-6 minutes.
It's Bo again. So tonight we're going to talk about patriotism.
I gotta some point
go get Bo again. So tonight we're going to talk about patriotism, specifically American patriotism, because patriotism means different things in different parts of the world.
I let you two go at it, and I'm saying,
become
Okay.
Thank you.
But what does that prove? Now, how'd she get there?
She's a simple fucking mom.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Her fucking wife is in the fucking military. You know her. She was my friend, Nicole.
And you were saying no one's tense.
No one's tense. Come on.
She also studied at fucking Washtenaw Community College.
Come here. I love this girl.
She's also got $50,000 in fucking student loans.
But the point,
Just
that's
saying.
pretty much the point, though.
It doesn't matter.
No one is saying, no, I let you run rampant. Now you're going to let me.
Okay.
The point, I think he was trying to make, and I'm going to go a different slight way from it, is no one's saying people shouldn't work hard and try to get into where they want to go. But I think the problem is, why is it making it that hard to do it?
I agree. They
That's
are
the
making
point.
it hard. But you gotta, listen, I went to fucking college too, but I went on Pell Grants. I was a single fucking mom. Amy Klobuchar, she's trying to make it so that young kids, instead of getting 5,500 in Pell Grants,
See, no Trump
because
here.
they're low, because they're low
I think we could do that.
income.
Though. I think we could do
She's trying to make it so that
Oh, do
people
I owe
get
you a hug too?
No.
so that people get 12,200.
I see why you
Pell
like her, Amanda.
Grants are the way to go for
Good
kids
for a hug.
I have no idea.
Pell Grants are the way to go for kids. It's not so much that it's free college, it's help for kids in the first 2 to 4 years. It helps them get at least their liberal arts out of the
And you
way.
also got to hope that they have counselors that's giving them this information, because I had a
You-
fucking useless counselor.
have-
in high
you know,
school.
But
we
Pell
have this-
Grants, I mean, your counselor in high school and your counselor in college, as soon as you do your admissions exam, in regular college, like Schoolcraft and Baker and all that, they should tell you right away that you qualify for Pell Grants.
So far, someone took the quiz I posted on Twitter: free education or fuck them, get a Pell Grant. Free
I
education.
understand everybody's all for it, but what happens when that doesn't pass?
My
What I'm
question
saying is how is it hurting you letting kids how is it hurting you letting kids go to college?
I understand that, but what happens when that falls through? And what happens when free education falls through?
How?
And what
What's
happens
the
when-
definition of fall through?
What happens when all of the free stuff that's been promised falls through? Then what?
Well, I wasn't thinking about that. I'm just saying, like, let's live in the utopian world where.
What, I understand that, and I know
And-
that everybody
And I think it's
wants,
just state schools. I don't think that you use them as a.
I understand, well, what happens when all the community colleges go under? What happens because everything is free?
Well, here's the thing.
And what happens when you want to sign up
I'm
for
sorry.
that?
They keep finding money. They keep finding money for defense and military. They can find money.
I understand that, but you gotta understand, when you join up at a community college, you join up for liberal arts or a program. So what happens when they tell you when you join up at the community college that you can only join for liberal arts? That not until you finish your liberal arts and you're done with your free portion of college, can you join up for your actual portion of your program?
Well, right now you're just making up hypotheticals.
I'm just saying,
But you're
because
making up
that sounds more reasonable. Because that's what they could end up saying to you and to the
What
other
I'm
kids
saying-
out there.
Look,
Yeah, we'll give you free 2 years. Once you're done with your liberal arts, then you start using the Pell Grants. Because that makes more sense. That gives all these kids an opportunity. I also agree that they should start opening up in elementary school, that they should start getting these kids in school earlier on. That gives these younger kids an opportunity to learn more. Do you know how much
why are you
preschool
making-
is?
Why are you making people jump through hoops to go get the education that they want?
Do you know how expensive preschool is? You should, you got a little one,
I have babysitters. That's what I have.
but you gotta put your little one in school soon.
Yeah, probably. But I don't. I mean, if he doesn't go to school, then he'll probably go straight to kindergarten.
But Bladen, he's in preschool. Do you know how expensive fucking preschool
It's
is?
very fucking expensive.
I mean, that's a fucking arm and a leg. There's a presidential candidate that wants to put them
Hey,
in
oh,
for
5
free.
seconds. 5 seconds. 3 seconds.
We
2
didn't.
seconds. You ready?
Yep.
No.
Okay, so we're going to leave the education because if you weren't, unfortunately, for those listening, during the intermission, the conversation continued on, but we're going to move on because we got other avenues we want to cover. But if you want to catch what we talked about during that break, go to our YouTube page. If you want to participate in our little poll about what do you think, are you for free education or are you for, the opposite? Did you want to touch briefly back on the State of the Union? Because I know you guys wanted to talk about the infamous.
The what?
They're fucking playing with their phones, people. Anyway, the rip heard round the world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, exactly. And forget the fact that the non-handshake seen around the world happened first.
That's what really set me off. I mean, because again, like I said, people are acting like fucking children. You guys look. I expect more from those people because you are the people that we are trusting with our history.
Hey, I didn't say I was condoning it, but I thought it was kind of funny.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that like it wasn't just you guys; it was everybody on social. The consuming of it, where we're consuming this as entertainment when it should be, we're consuming it as entertainment, and even though it's disturbing to us, like this should be the kind of shit that has us on the steps. Right?
Yeah.
And no, what I'm saying is everyone acting like fucking children.
Yeah.
I think I said it on. I'm sorry, Dawn. I came in here like, look.
You came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, like
what? We're singing Wrecking Ball?
Why not?
Okay.
Just everything going on in the world right now. It's sick of it. It's like your kids arguing. And you just want to say, if you guys don't stop, I'm going to pull this car over and beat the hell out of both of you. And I don't even spank my kids. But I want to go up there and give out some. I want to take my belt off and go to Washington. Like I do. I just want to go up there.
Bend over.
And no, it's not even the bend over. It's what you see in public when the mom lifts them up by one arm and then spanks them. That's what I want to do. Ain't no bending over going on around here. I'm taking you by the arm and I'm taking off the Cadillac belt. And yeah, the Cadillac belt was the feared belt in my house as a kid. And then once I got too old for the Cadillac belt, my mom put like 2 or 3 belts together, so I get
the cat o' nine tail belt.
Yeah, and like it's just like it's like, oh, he didn't shake my hand. Okay, so now I'm gonna rip up your speech because it was all lies. That's why we look the way we do. Well, that's why the Democrats look the way. I'm going to get high.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you.
I'm going to get high.
You light them if you got them. But I'm going to agree with you in one aspect because if you remember,
I don't think that's fair.
Oh, for fuck's
That I'm
sake.
going to get high.
Yeah, because we took a break where we all could have smoked.
There was a thought, folks.
And you are just going to
Welcome
walk
Krista
out
back.
because you're having a mad.
This is
You're
what
going to go get
happens.
high. I can't walk out and go
I
smoke.
tried to say something.
That's not fucking fair.
I mean, you can. The door's right there.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, no, I'm introducing the YouTube audience to you.
Why do I look like an unlocked character on a video game?
Wow.
Because you probably are.
Why do I just look like this shadow? Like 10 points to unlock your producer.
And there's a little
We
green
need
triangle
like a
above your
mallet.
head.
Like we need a mallet.
Like seriously, if I look like this, it's like, please use $10.
Is there
to
anyone
unlock
out
your
there that's
producer.
actually sympathizing with me over the fact that my thought is now gone because these 2 motherfuckers won't shut the fuck up?
Wah, wah, wah.
You can be replaced.
I can't.
Wah, wah.
I can't.
Do you guys remember when she wasn't here and it was so peaceful and quiet?
It wasn't because I called.
Remember when we told
ignored
you
her.
it is not like this majority of the time?
Okay, go ahead with your thought process.
It's gone.
Okay.
It's because you fuckers don't have respect, but that's okay. Wah, wah, wah. Back to playing with your phones. So, We all agree that she shouldn't have ripped up his fucking copy.
Yeah, it's stupid.
However, do you think, piggybacking on what you were saying, she wasn't doing it to up what she did at the previous State of the Union where she did the little golf clap?
Yeah, see, that was more like, I mean, that was patronizing too.
So I think she was trying to one up it.
No,
I mean,
really
people
think
were
she was
waiting for.
pissed.
You could tell she was pissed. Her guest got kicked out. He was going on, and I have one fucking question. Seriously, I didn't watch it. I'm not giving him any of my fucking airtime. Unfortunately, he takes enough. His fat ass takes enough space in my head. But the clips I saw, he kept staring in one fucking direction. He never looked to his right. He barely looked further to his left. He looked like he was trying to convince one person in the audience. It could have been Mitch with his ugly fucking grin, which is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen. He should never smile.
I think he was looking strictly at the Republicans.
They were more than just like
Yeah,
directly in
they
front
were,
of him. They
yeah.
were like the entire.
I swear he was looking at his prompter so that he didn't go off cue because it's right there.
Didn't he have a prompter on this side too?
Yeah, he has two. They always have two.
But what cracks me up, and I want to get into the don't fuck with cats thing, is do you remember when Obama had his State of the Union, he said something, someone went, liar.
Mm-hmm.
Did that guy get kicked out?
Mm-mm.
You lie!
Yeah. You lie. The father from that had a daughter shot up at the Parkland shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Got ejected because he was shouting at Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Because Trump said that the Second Amendment was under attack. But and I say this a lot, but what cracks me up about that is, and I'm talking about relatives of mine who shall remain nameless, thinks the black helicopters are coming. Obama, in the entire 8 years he was in office, was coming for our guns. In the entire 8 years. Trump's done more to do not restrictions, but take their rights away than Obama did. It's a proven fact. They can fucking Google it if they want to. They won't because the truth is scary.
Yeah.
But yet here he is looking at these people, ha ha ha, in the eye and saying that you're under attack by these Democrats who want to take your rights away when he's the one who's actually signing these things into law.
Yeah.
So I think that father was justified and should not have been removed. And the fact that he was pandering, as you guys put it, to try to get the black vote by pointing out the kid that wants to go to space camp, was it?
Yeah.
The Tuskegee Airman, who, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he the same guy who was at the Super Bowl? Because they had 3 World War II veterans on the field, and one of them was a Tuskegee Airman.
I don't know.
It looked like
yeah.
the same guy.
Yeah, you dragging him by his britches. He damn near died on the field right there.
There was one guy, they kept him in the car. He was just leaning in. I'm like, is he not already dead?
He was just leaning to the side like, oh.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he looked like he was already gone.
Like all of them. They had him out like the one guy couldn't get up because they were on golf carts, and the one guy couldn't even get up because the other guy would have tumbled over.
Yeah. It was kind of sad.
Man, I don't even want to get into the pandering at the Super Bowl. I mean, I need to save some of this juice for later on.
Well, we'll gloss over it a little later. But to wrap up that State of the Union, it was basically him saying, "Neener, neener, neener, boo boo."
What?
Neener, boo boo.
Go
What?
stick your head in doo doo. You can't do nothing to me, so go fuck
Have
you.
you ever heard neener, boo boo?
I thought I was saying something else for a second.
No. Wrong thing. I know where you were going with that. No, wrong thing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, you racist for just thinking it.
You're racist for bringing it up.
I guess I don't know where neener, boo boo's from.
Why is she always lost? Does she black out sometimes in the middle? I
don't
really
know.
think you just black out.
I don't know.
I really think you black
What
out for pieces
if you
of
say
conversation.
neener real fast? What does it kind of sound like?
I got it.
Thank you.
She really blacks out in the middle of conversations.
I totally just.
I think
lost.
she just goes, they're talking.
I totally.
Yeah,
just
I think-
didn't know what
I
was going on.
I think she only pays attention to when it's her time. to
No,
talk.
I totally didn't know.
So what
the
she
hell
does-
You guys were doing.
So while we're talking, she develops her next thought, and it doesn't even matter what we said on the front end before. Like I could be like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
I
you have
totally
toilet
didn't
paper
know
coming
what
out
the
your
fuck
butt."
you were. I didn't know.
I can
what
say
the
you have
fuck you
toilet
were
paper
talking
coming
about.
out
His joke was the setup.
I just totally was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
You were sitting right here with us.
I didn't get it.
We really have full blown conversations that are perfectly delectable in good dialect, right?
Hmm?
And she'll still come in like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Speaking of which,
Gone.
the Don't Fuck with Cats documentary. Can
Yeah.
you touch on what happened when we were talking about it in private chat? Because I do find that funny.
Yeah.
I really do.
When I was reading it at the
Yes.
basketball game. Okay.
I really do find that
It
funny.
was fucked up. I don't even know. So I was at the women's basketball game the other day, and these two were having a conversation about a TV show,
A documentary on Netflix called
Docu-series.
Don't.
a
Fuck with
docu-series, right, called "Don't Fuck with Cats." So we have a thread that we have through Facebook that we conversate throughout the week, so that we kind of keep up with each other. And these two were having a conversation about this show, and I was at the basketball game. I open up the messenger and I start reading their messages between each other. And I was kind of what the fucking myself, because I was reading these messages and I was trying to be like, wow, these two are kind of talking about something fucked up. And my wife leans over and starts reading the messages also. And she says, are these two watching something about killing cats? Oh my God.
As if me and her bond over the murder of cats.
And she's like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? And just her reaction on an instantaneous thing while we're sitting at halftime, I was like, babe, they're not really watching a TV show about killing cats.
I mean, we were kind of.
And I
A
said,
little bit.
stop reading the messages between the three of us because you're going to get disturbed. And she's like, I can't believe you guys are talking about this right now.
Okay, so let's put A's mind to rest.
Yeah.
The documentary was about a group of people that saw a video called Two Kittens, One Boy.
Yeah, I watched that, and she actually
was
saw
called
it
like
too.
one.
I watched
One
that
Boy, Two
video.
Kittens.
Yeah, I watched that video. She saw it too, and she actually got disturbed.
Okay, but
Mhm.
as I was going to say before we got slightly derailed, basically, they see the video and they got instantly pissed off, as normal people would.
Yeah,
And they made it their mission, instead of people who were all bluffing, give me 5 minutes alone with them.
Mhm.
They actually set about trying to find this guy.
yeah,
And throughout the series, you find out, one, he does do it several times. But they predicted at the end of the first episode, he's going to move on. As most budding serial killers do, they start out torturing and killing small animals. They move on to larger, weaker prey before they, go to the next level. And that's basically the focus of the documentary. I had a couple of problems with it, and I do agree with this one article that basically said that, a lot of the focus was kind of taken away from the victim, unfortunately. I'm trying to remember, his last name was Lee. And basically, no. Basically, he was a Chinese transfer student, I believe, in Canada. He was there to, I'm trying to remember if was it an engineering degree? I believe it was.
He was, I don't know.
But he was
definitely.
He wasn't out. And he hooks up with this guy and basically.
He was an escort / porn star on his off time, which is why he was able to travel to so many places.
But what's fucked up about that is the simple fact that this guy, and I think you touched on it last week, it's when you get addicted to a personality.
So you got what I meant by
I
that.
got what you meant by it.
Being addicted to your own vanity.
Not just that, he was addicted to, how do I put this? I don't want to say addicted to having his life imitate art, but you might as well say that because they pointed out a lot of the initial killings of the cats. It reflected certain things. Certain dummy names and accounts that he used reflected an infamous serial killer couple in England back long ass time ago. He was using names of the children and like the song that was playing in the background when he was they were killing one of the kids.
He was super into a couple movies, one of them being Basic Instinct.
Right.
Oh.
He made his mom a keychain of Basic Instinct because it was his favorite movie, and that's kind of how he killed this guy from China. He tied him up, straddled him, took a ice pick, and
it wasn't even an ice pick. He couldn't get an ice pick. It was a screwdriver that he painted silver. And so while he straddled him, he was humping him. And then just like in the scene, and like it had, like he tried this, he set all of his stuff was premeditated and set up to look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
He was super into himself. He had over 70 Facebook pages dedicated to him that he made to himself. He leaked rumors about himself to get a higher profile.
Like the Carla Homolka. I'm not dating Carla Homolka.
Yeah, and he made up a rumor about himself that he was linked to a serial killer. And so he goes to the Daily Mail to say, you guys are ruining my life with these rumors that he started about himself.
And the one thing that, and I'll touch on it because it piggybacks on this part, is the mother. Now, we talked privately about this one, but what parent would believe their child to be this kind of monster? But this bitch was beyond delusional. Beyond fucking delusional. Because as you watch, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Please, if you're interested, go see it. I had to turn away a couple of times at the first episode. Even though they don't really show anything, you still know what's happening.
What did I lie to you about?
I'll tell you. The boa constrictor, for starters, I told you, they heavy pixelate, but you saw what fucking happened. And then the look of terror on the cat's face before swim time?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Well, yeah. Like, he tied up. A, turn away. But you're
No.
going to have to hear this.
Sorry. Plug your ears and go, hum the Michigan Fight song. Go.
So they took a cat, wrapped them and taped them up to a broom handle.
Leaving only the head exposed.
Even only the head exposed. Just wrapped them up all the way. And then called it bath time. And then just lowered the cat into the tub.
It's fucked up.
And then fed it to a boa constrictor.
No, that was a different one.
Oh, okay.
And then the first one was the two kittens that he put in a vacuum sealed bag.
And then he was playing with them. And he was like doing like photo shoots with them.
But long story short, yeah, the mom was really delusional. She's like, you got to look for Manny. You got to look for Manny. Manny was the puppet master. Manny was a character in Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
I saw that one coming a mile away.
Well, the thing was, though, the question that I had was, in one of those videos, there was a second set of dark hands. I just didn't figure out whose those were.
I brought that up. Amanda brought that up. I brought that up as we were watching it. And we're thinking.
That's what made me think that there was a Manny for the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Honestly, I didn't even think that, and I'll tell you why. This guy was so, as you said, addicted to a personality. He thought of every angle. The other set of hands might have been filmed earlier, and it was edited to be after. Because she's like, if you go to the end of the video, you see that second set of hands. I think he edited that to throw suspicion off of him. It was a premeditated, this is my defense. There was another person.
Well, then whose hands?
Watch the movie Basic Instinct. You don't think he didn't have enough of a personality that he didn't, even though he was shallow, psychotic, clearly, he's schizophrenic. He didn't make acquaintances and bring him up and go, hey, you want to see my little kitty? Or you want to, no, it was the snake. You want to see my boa constrictor? Or it could have been the person selling him the boa constrictor.
He didn't have many friends.
No, he didn't.
Like there was no friends that was like, that could at least say, like there was no one in there that they could find that could say, hey, I knew he wasn't like this, or I kind of had a suspicion. Like normally, even in every documentary about a killer,
They find someone
They
that goes,
find
I knew him. He was a quiet child.
yeah, there was at least a neighbor. I mean, he constantly moved all the time, constantly.
That's
She
why
looks like she's about to cry. She really, for real, she really looks. This is as sad and as quiet as I've ever seen her.
No, I'm just listening.
No, that's why I think this person, because
You want me
he
to give you
got
my Netflix password and you can watch it.
Mm-mm.
he got another pet off of Craigslist. I think that the other set of hands was probably the person who sold him the boa constrictor, and he just filmed it and edited it.
But this was not. This was not about the killing of the cats.
No,
And really, it's not about. I mean, it is about the macro of him killing a person. It was Montreal police and Canadian police failures that they kept warning them about him.
Yep.
They had done enough, and they would just be like, "Oh yeah, well it's internet, whatever, right?"
Yeah,
and then
just
something happens. This is also about a worldwide chase. Like they sent this dude worldwide. Like once like they sent him everywhere. Even a reporter even came up and walked up on him, and it was just an audio interview and not a video interview. But there was an audio interview before the cops got to him, and this is about vanity and about falling in love with yourself, about the pressures of being cool on social media and being cool, wanting to be cool when you're not really all that cool. And how he got taken down was it became a worldwide manhunt, Luca Magnotta, and he got caught because he walked into an internet cafe to look at stories about himself, and the clerk saw him and called the authorities on him. And spoiler alert, sorry. And then he goes outside, he looks both ways, and then he just kind of casually walks back in, and then you see what had to be 20 cops.
all dressed in combat.
They just filed in on him.
Wow.
I mean, you would if you saw this, you'd be stuck to it. I think I gave you enough for you to watch it, but enough that if you watched it, you'd still be surprised by some of the things you saw.
Yeah. I mean, we could tell you blow by blow, and it would be like the ending of Sleepaway Camp in some essences. You know what's coming, but you're still shocked when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing, though, and again, spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen it, is the very end of the last episode. You spend 3 episodes of this docuseries following these internet sleuths, if you will. They just did this initially because they were outraged, but then they were like, seriously, we need to find this guy. And by the end of it, one of them in particular, she talked about how they saw this coming. They saw the video. The video was sent to them, by the way, of the murder of this gentleman. And she got so just the fuck that she felt, I think, personally responsible because it's like, we tried to warn them. And look, now he's dead. And it's because of us, because we kept goading him, I guess.
Yeah, they kept like, see, the only time he would put out new videos is when he did it only for the attention. So when the attention started to go down, and they made a Facebook group to try to find him, and he infiltrated the group. So he's watching all of this as it's going down, and he's like watching this and kind of baiting them or whatever. And they had figured out that he infiltrated the group. But the thing was that when the group starts to shut down a little bit and the hype starts to shut down, and all of a sudden a new video will pop up. So basically, had they, and this is hard to say, but did you get the same thing that I felt like? Had they ignored the original cat video, it would not have magnified, because he wouldn't have had to feel the need to outdo himself.
Honestly, no.
Or do you think it would have just gotten more extreme?
I think he would have found another avenue to do it.
Because he did this for the attention. He did this strictly for the attention. And then he got his satisfaction, and he would watch the attention he was getting. And then when it goes down, then he'd do the next video only a little more extreme.
I mean, you've watched a lot of like things on serial killers. You know as well as I do, if they don't get it, the attention they're craving one place, they're going to get it in another.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I found it befuddling when at the very end she's saying, did we feed this? Did we go in and give him what he wanted so he could continuously do this? Did you do this, the documentary series? And then she points to the camera and goes, you, the one watching this right now, are you feeding this? You need to stop feeding the machine.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to stop. It doesn't work that way with serial killers.
No.
It doesn't. And I get that she still holds on to some guilt. But I personally feel if they honestly hadn't gathered all that information, he wouldn't have been caught, not for a long ass time.
Yeah, every serial killer is different. You know that.
Yeah. I mean, look how look how long it took to get BTK.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why he was found is because the attention died.
Yeah.
And he came out and tried to goad the police without realizing technology caught up.
Mm-hmm.
And they could track him down. I mean, seriously, to me, having this woman point at the screen, and almost as if to admonish everyone for watching this docuseries, I felt bad for her, but I couldn't agree with her. Because if you just watch, let's be fucking realistic. If you watched a video of these two kittens, or any of the other animals, and I'm not even going to get started about the dog because they didn't touch on it, but you know what fucking you can paint it in your own head. But most people hear horrific stories about animals.
Right.
And the first thing in their head is what? I'm going to find that motherfucker and kill him.
Yeah.
Normally, no one ever does.
Mm-mm.
To have a group of strangers get so outraged that they wanted to find this guy and have him brought to justice was not feeding a machine. That was saying, you don't hurt defenseless animals like that. The fact that they weren't listened to, when you paint the picture, you get all the jigsaw pieces and put them together. And they're like, well, it's just cats. I mean, really, at the end of the day, what's the harm? And you see what the harm is. Anyone that's ever followed true crime, done any psychology or anything for that matter, knows anyone who tortures small animals, they're going to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if you're the one giving them the attention or not. They're going to find the avenues to do it, whether you feed it or not. Point blank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it was still a hard watch, that first episode, but it was really compelling to watch.
Yeah.
Especially the remaining 2 episodes.
I saw the clip on YouTube for the first one, and then I saw another one. There was like 3 clips on YouTube.
Wasn't it were you were the one talking about the devil next door, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the 3 clips on YouTube. I think, and this is the other mind-blowing thing about YouTube. This was on YouTube.
Yeah.
How
It's
the
still
fuck?
on YouTube. I watched it.
No, I meant the actual.
Oh, yeah.
How
I watched it on YouTube.
Fuck did they allow that on there?
YouTube. I think YouTube is kind of like Facebook and Twitter. They have their community standards, and then they
Look the other
they
way.
kind of look the other way.
Well, no, they hire people to look at all these clips.
Yeah.
And and we did a story about this a couple weeks ago on Project Q&A. And we did a story about this, about don't give me that look. I'm going to promote if I want to promote.
I think they're big on the people that pay, because I just got nailed on Facebook for something that I posted on a group that I was an admin on back in 2016.
You got nailed for a comment from 2016?
Facebook nailed me for a photo I posted on a group that I was an admin on. So it was my group post.
Is it the one I'm thinking?
No, I don't know. No. But it's a group post. It was really gory. I mean, it was bad.
Are you sure this isn't the page I'm thinking? Because
the one that I used to post on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, it was pretty gory, but it was not in my memories. It was nothing. Facebook found it somehow, and they nailed me and told me this is against our community standards, blah. And I was like, dude, I could get fucking shut down because of that post. I don't even know where the fuck they found that post. I was like, you guys, but I don't pay. I don't pay on Facebook. They want me to. They want me to pay it for my group. They want me to advertise.
Yeah, they do that for our Rants page too.
They want me to advertise, and that's the same thing with YouTube. If you pay on YouTube and if you pay on certain pages, they won't even fuck with you. You can post whatever the fuck you want. And that's the big thing. They want money. If you put your money in, they won't fuck with you.
You know what my favorite YouTube videos are? You guys are going to say I'm a sick puppy for this.
What is it?
I'm almost afraid to hear this.
My
I'm
favorite YouTube videos are the breast reduction videos when they go to the doctor. And they go to the doctor, but they don't think that anyone's looking at them like that. But it's like, they have to go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, okay, let me see them. And then they just like bust them out, and it's only girls with like crazy big boobs. And sorry. Awesome.
Somehow this doesn't surprise me.
I do. I love this shit, man. Love the breast reduction videos until they get to the surgery. Then I kind of like be like, okay, next video. But some of these girls be having like D&E cups, be like, it's ruining my life. Men,
I have a fucking D cup.
like,
My
yeah,
one.
but theirs are real, and so
Yeah.
they be like,
I mean, but a D cup is not that big of a deal.
right? I know, but theirs are real, and they've been dealing with it their whole lives. I saw one where
I
this
think
girl
it
was
also
like,
depends on frame too.
yeah,
If they're like really
Yeah.
teeny tiny and they
Yeah.
got D cups, could really jack their back
Oh
up.
yeah.
right. So so there was one girl, and the video literally called "Woman's Life is Ruined by Big Breasts," and she's not that big. We're just kind of like. And she had a nice set too. It was like, man, you didn't have to chop those off. She's like, I can't go out. I cancel plans because I'm just scared that guys are just gonna look at my boobs. And it's like, shit, what's the problem?
My dad's wife had hers reduced because they were so big.
I mean,
They were big.
Like, I mean, could you
We're
imagine?
talking
if-
like E's,
Yeah,
F's.
they were big.
Like-
So when she had them done, my dad was pissed.
yeah, I'd be mad too.
My
Like,
dad was like, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah. like
I mean, my dad understood she had back problems. I mean, she did. She had back problems because they were so big.
No, I got with you that way. You keep.
Yeah, but my
I
dad
feel
was
like
bummed.
I feel like if you do that, I should have the right to leave.
But
Because
my
I got
dad,
with you
my
with
dad
those.
got used to it. She went from a really big down to a C cup.
I mean, you should
My
probably
dad
talk
was
to the mic because
bummed.
we were actually on there.
But she's but see, at
Like she's
that-
really sitting back like we're on a commercial or something. Like, no, we're
You
actually
gotta
on
get
air.
closer to
You
the
gotta
mic.
talk
Oh, sorry.
We're on it.
But-
See, again, she just blacked out again.
Sorry, I
She
was
just
totally
blacked
not-
out
yeah.
again.
Sorry, you guys got to realize I'm still not like.
You're still
100%.
jet lagged from your trip to Florida?
No, I'm
Like,
still not 100% with it because of all the stuff that we've been going through. Plus, I haven't had a good week.
And plus, you never did go down a couple buildings and get that cup of coffee. That
No,
Tim
you're
Hortons
right.
jacked
I'm
on you.
not. Yeah, I'm not with it, and I haven't had a really good week. I haven't had a good week.
Are you saying this so that you can tell us? Or are you saying this so
No,
you
I
can-
just haven't had a really good week. It's kind of been off a little bit.
I mean, like, could you imagine if a guy cut? Well, I mean, even though neither one of you care, but you're the closest thing that has enjoyed penis. Could you imagine if the best penis you've ever had in your life, don't care who it was, but you know the best penis you ever had in your life. Now imagine it was chopped off 3 inches.
I actually was with somebody that had a very small penis. It
You-
was.
You just rendered him silent.
What I'm saying is like,
So, like-
if I
So, and I
Well-
do that to him when I see him. I'm like, shut up.
you would get punched dead in your eye. I would break every orbital bone
I
in
do
your
that.
eye.
I do that because I'm a dick.
Yeah, I know, and I would punch you in your
Or
eye.
you're
for that.
mocking one.
Because that's
I do that. I
because-
do that because it's a sarcastic fucking thing, and I do that because I can.
And if now, what if that same man took her most insecure part of her body and started making fun of her?
When
She'd
that
be ready to
motherfucker was
fight.
with me, I was a dancer, and there was not one part of my body that I was insecure about.
I mean, okay, but you're not now. So what if he started saying,
I'm
like,
not insecure about one part of my fucking body.
Okay, well, what if he took any insecurity that you had?
I don't have one.
Yeah, right. I can.
I don't.
Oh, give me time. I'll
Get-
find your insecurity.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll find your
Oh
insecurity.
boy, here we go
Go ahead.
again.
No,
I'll give
because,
you plenty of time.
no, because you know what? I love you, and I don't want to hurt my friends. So
I love
no,
you
I'm
too,
not.
and I would not.
I would not want to do that.
Ever do that to you either.
No, I know, but like doing that to another guy, like that's
Do
I
you
think-
realize that I
penis
was
size-
married to that? So I can fucking do that.
Yeah, but I mean, but he also still has to carry that thing around, and he know he got a small dick. That would get you punched in your eye. And I don't even believe in
Shit,
hitting women.
I would fucking say bring it.
I don't believe in hitting women.
Bring
So
it.
I'm beginning to
Bring
think I'm the
it.
only one that has a slight moral compass here because you were saying,
What?
no, hear me out. You were saying that You would leave if a woman got a breast reduction.
I know. I said I feel
And
like I
then
should
you-
have the right to leave
You should have the right to leave.
because that's not what
Why
that's
would-
not
And I'm
that's not what I
thinking-
came into. That's not what I.
Okay.
That's
That's
not what I
kind of
signed
rude.
up for.
What
Okay,
if she
so
what
hold
if she
on.
went and got a breast
Get out of here, Mrs. Rude. Now, if it was me, you'd be doing this.
Okay, so wait a minute. So let me throw this at you.
Some people can't handle that.
Say she had to get it removed. Are you saying that would still be an option because she had to have them removed?
It's not like they're getting chopped the fuck off and you got flat titties.
I'm literally saying, what if she had to have them removed?
Yeah, there you go. Good.
If she had to, yeah. But here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
I feel like I signed up for a certain thing, and if you change,
And it's the boobs?
but I feel like I signed
I
up.
see where you're going.
I feel like I signed up. I feel like I signed up for something, and
You're
no,
getting-
it's not just because of your boobs, but that's a part of it. That could be
You
number one,
are
2, or
putting
3.
yourself in a bad situation.
Maybe I'm putting myself in.
He
a
has
bad
no
position.
idea.
I know. I feel Goku.
You are-
I feel Goku going like this right now.
You are walking
Oh,
into a
man.
bad situation. You better walk lightly.
Okay. Well, look. All I'm saying is that look. What I get with you, when I get with you, that is our starting point. Now, if you go either way, shouldn't I have the right to be like, you know what, this isn't what I signed up for? Because here's the thing: there are a lot of guys who get with a big girl and they're like, ooh, I love this big girl, love her thickness and everything about her, and then she loses all the weight and she's a stick, and now you're no longer the girl that I got with, because if you were this stick when I met you, we wouldn't have got together.
That's kind of an apples and oranges thing,
You
isn't
know,
it?
Well, I didn't want to go skinny girl to big girl to prevent me from going into
I'm
a
still talking about the boobies.
I've actually heard of cases like that where a guy hooked up with a skinny girl, she gained weight, he left, and
I
vice
actually
versa.
was with somebody that did that. My ex, who I was with for fucking 12 years. Yep.
Okay.
I was that dancer person with blonde hair when I got with my ex. So I was 145 pounds, right? And then I had to get on all my medications because, I was a psycho bitch. You know the person.
was.
No. Dawn knows the person.
Because
okay?
she blacked out. See?
Actually,
No,
she kind
actually-
of got a little mellower.
No, I'm
A little.
way fucking mellow. And so I gained weight. Like I gained about 30, 40 pounds.
Mhm.
Okay. And so because of that, my ex didn't want to be with me after 12 years. But we were raising my kids.
Mhm.
So after about all those years of treating me like shit and treating me like I was a piece of shit, even though we had raised kids and it was just a convenient thing, I finally got with somebody who actually treats me like a fucking human being and a good person.
All
So
I'm saying.
people actually are out there that do treat people like shit.
I'm that guy. But what I'm saying is that I get if I look what I sign up for, what I signed up for. If you go either way, but that goes for me too. Hey, look.
When I got with you, you had a set
if
of
you're a
nuts the
girl-
size of Kansas. Now you got
Listen.
testicular cancer, and now
Listen.
I'm out the door.
Listen.
Deuces.
Listen, if you're a girl and you get with me and you're like, I got with a sexy, slim guy, and 10 years from now I have a pot belly, pastrami hanging out of my lip, and boogers hanging out of my nose, you're like, wait a minute, this isn't what I signed
Well, the
up for.
boogers out of the nose. No.
Right. But what I'm saying is that now I got this gut, and I'm not what I used to be. That's not what you signed up for.
Actually, that's not true because my wife has all kinds of health problems and she's gained weight and I still love her for every little fucking
And
pound
you're a
that
good
she is.
and you're a good person. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying this is something that I would never leave a girl because she gained weight or lost weight or whatever, because I've been with
But if she reduces the boobs, out the door.
Yeah. In fact, my wife's boobs have gotten bigger. I'm just throwing that shit out there.
Hey.
Hey.
I've been with a
throw it out
girl.
there.
I'm just saying, whenever girls say, "Oh, I'm going to get a breast reduction," I'm like, how would you feel if your man chopped 3 inches off of his penis?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Well,
spin it this
Okay,
way.
spinning
My
it.
pelvis hurt.
Probably. And hopefully she doesn't mind me telling this tale, but a few years ago, I had to sit in a conference room with Amanda and her mother while this doctor is telling Amanda she has this gene where she could contract breast cancer pretty quickly.
Hmm.
And the options were to be checked bi-yearly, or maybe have a full mastectomy, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And she had asked me, could I live with her if she did this? And the answer was emphatically yes, because I'm not with her because of her tits.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I signed up for. I signed up to be with her. The tits are a charming bonus,
Right.
but that's not why
But
I'm
you
there.
know what though? Health is health.
Exactly. Health is health, and now we're going to take a break. So we're going to do round 2 with Beau of the Fifth Column, and we'll be back.
You should have seen that coming.
See what coming? Oh no, my thing isn't that I would do it, but
He wasn't in any trouble.
No. I mean,
But I'm just like,
okay, no. Listen. I know what character I play. I know sometimes I have to say things that sets everybody off. Someone's got to.
Someone's got to be the dick.
What I was gonna say, and then I caught myself. I was gonna say someone's got to be the straight guy in here.
and unfortunately, well, that's a
Really?
gimme.
Someone's got to be the straight guy.
There's a whole lot of things you can say that didn't be true. You could say I never went to the ocean.
Okay, 2 people watching, no one chiming in on free healthcare versus no free healthcare.
That's true.
You guys are quiet this week.
That makes sense.
Just saying.
It doesn't make sense. In the case of
So while they're smoking, and it's just us, I'm going through Twitter, and I noticed an alert pop up. Westmost posted a new video about a series of unfortunate events. I can't play it right now. I want to. I really do. But all I got to say is I can't wait to get home so I can watch it. But the first thing that popped in my head is, oh, good Lord, what the fuck did that Ewok do now? Jesus wept. And then I realized he went after Gigi's channel. Denied. And because of Mr. Gigi, props out to the man. Baked Salmon, a lot of his copyright strikes were removed because YouTube looked at and went, yeah, this guy's an idiot. And I don't mean Baked Salmon. No. I mean, but I guess he tried to go after Vince's videos now too, huh? Not Vince's videos. See, this is what they do to me. They make me nuts too. Ooh. Anyway, so I guess Vince went after Wes's videos, which honestly, I'm kind of surprised. As much of a dick as Vince is, you would think he would have, like, pardon the turn of phrase, gone hard at his main, protagonist. But Vince is a bitch. He is. Plain and simple. And the motherfucker blocked me on Twitter. Literally, right after I challenged him to a YouTube fight, he blocked me on Twitter. If this guy really is connected to the mafia, he's the biggest bitch I've ever seen. Take a look at me, folks. Take a good look. This man's afraid of an almost 50-year-old dyke with a double chin? Seriously? I mean, forget the fact that I powerlift and could probably deadlift him. Forget the fact that I could probably waste him under 5 minutes. If it was a Detroit-Brooklyn street fight, that would be my stipulations, by the way. But he blocked me. What a bitch. So Vince, just in case you do watch this and you want to copyright this for whatever reason, try it, motherfucker. They're back. They're coming back.
Here.
They're back.
Apparently you need this for your car.
I do?
Apparently.
Oh, yeah. Been meaning to put one on. I put one on my computer. I got one on my water bottle.
Yeah, Dan said you need one for your car. I just got one for the...
I wear this everywhere during the winter. I don't have a winter jacket. I use this. I do have a winter jacket.
my zip up and my hoodie.
I want to get a thicker one. A thicker hoodie.
Are there? Oh, I've got the really nice pullover.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. I
Yeah.
almost bought it, but I wanted to go with this one instead because it was a little lighter and I could, wear it at work without, having to go, okay, I'm dying. But
I wore the hoodie down in Florida because Panhandle is kind of chilly.
really,
Yes.
I would almost think the Panhandle is a little bit less, warmer here.
It was warmer than here, but it was still chilly.
How much time do you have left tonight?
Almost ready.
You guys have 1:45 and about 10 minutes left in your show.
1:45 and 10 minutes.
Well, 1:45 left in this and 10 minutes left in your show.
Okay.
Statistically, it's common.
I updated
People worried about coronavirus.
the viewers we had about the whole Vince situation, which is hilarious. Remember last week we had our guest?
Mhm.
I challenged him to a YouTube fight. You know how you got that, oh my God, that asshole Jake Paul?
Mhm.
And he challenged some guy named KSI to a pay-per-view fight. I challenged Vince. I said, if you win, you can take all the pay-per-view money and just go away. I win, you leave these people the fuck alone and go away. Motherfucker blocked me within seconds of me posting that on Twitter. It's funny as hell. It's like, what a bitch.
This idea of blaming the victim.
One time when we do another one of our whatchamahoots, a
Drink something.
like another movie viewing like we did with 31. We should do it in here because this would be perfect.
Yeah, this would be better.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you say that about any other kind of violent crime?
Are you gonna go see that Birds of Prey movie?
Of course not.
Yeah.
I was gonna go see it last night, but things came up. Debating if we want to go see it tonight or not. Looks good.
No, it does. It's got good reviews. So yeah, I want to go. Of course, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, I know it's a DC movie. I know.
Yeah.
You ready?
Just let it be better than Suicide Squad.
You ready?
Joker's getting all the awards.
And we're back.
Um,
Making predictions about the Oscars, are we?
he's won everything. Joaquin Phoenix.
What's its competition, to be honest?
There is some. I mean, some of those other actors in some of those movies are good.
Well, I honestly didn't follow it. What's nominated?
Well, I don't know off the top of my head.
To the internet.
But I can't think of it right now. But he does have a little bit of competition. But I do think I don't know how they do the categories in the Oscars, but I think the guy that played Elton John.
Oh, here we go.
I think he'll probably win also.
You got Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
See, that's his big competition.
Joaquin Phoenix in Joker.
Mm.
Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory. Adam Driver for Marriage Story. And Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes.
Yes.
Not the guy for Elton John.
That's because he's in another category. He's in the musical category.
You still can't be nominated in a non-musical category?
No, in the Oscars, they split up the categories.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so his biggest competition would be Leonardo DiCaprio.
And
maybe Adam Driver, because I heard a lot of talk about that Marriage Story movie.
Yeah. But Leonardo hasn't been touched in any of the awards. But the Oscars is always different.
He finally got his Oscar, though, for Revenant, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it, you don't think he earned it for that one?
I don't like him. I don't like Leonardo.
Really?
Mm-mm.
He was great in Django Unchained.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Even though he wasn't in there all that long.
I mean, I just don't like him. I just don't like him.
He kind of reminds me of the joke South Park made of Bono. His heart's in the right place by trying to do good, but he's kind of a hypocritical douche.
Yeah, I just have never really been I know that this is going to sound weird. I've never really been a fan of his. So I can't appreciate him in really anything. because I just don't, I think he's overrated. I think they've just given him too much. And so I think everybody just puffs him up too much. I think I think he's been handed too much. I think there's a lot of other actors out there that could probably do it better than him. And I think
Do you think he kind of plays the same
yes.
role in every movie he's ever been in?
Yes, I think he's just been puffed up too much and been given like,
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
ugh.
You say thank you, Gilbert. You say thank you.
I'm still pissed off that Johnny Depp's career has been flushed down the toilet.
Actually, he might come back. Are you referring to the whole Amber Heard
Because of
thing?
Amber Heard, yeah.
Now that she's been caught on freaking audio? Yeah.
I'm so pissed. And now Disney Plus is going to do a fucking prequel of the Pirates of the Caribbean. And they're who fucking knows.
That
I read an article
that
on
thing,
it.
in my opinion, lost its fucking
Yeah, I
traction
know,
after
but
part
they're
2.
casting Zac Efron or whoever
Let
to
me guess.
play
Jack.
Jack Sparrow. And they shouldn't even touch it. I was reading it to Andrea. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, they shouldn't even touch it. They shouldn't even touch it. They're going to fuck it up. They're just going to fuck it up. There are just some movies that should not be touched. Like, I know they're remaking a lot of shit. They are. They're just remaking a lot of shit.
I really wish they would stop with this live action Disney flick thing.
I'm so pissed. Like they're doing Milan.
I saw the preview
You can
on the
already
Super
tell
Bowl.
by the commercials that you can tell it's fucked up. You can tell by the commercials that I think they're fucking it up. Because in Mulan, in the cartoon, it's very specific.
Right.
Like I'm watching the trailers, and if the trailers are right and how they're playing it now, I know they edit it, but oh my God, if they fuck up Mulan, I'm gonna be so mad.
Take it that was one of your more
Oh my God, I
appreciated
love
ones.
Mulan. I love it. I just love Mulan. Oh,
I just hope, and again, I only saw one of the live action Disney remakes, okay? And that was Beauty and the Beast.
yeah.
And it, as much as I love the idea and the casting of Emma Watson
Mhm.
as Belle,
Yeah, she did okay.
to have what they did to alter the original story, just,
Yeah.
it soured me to any of the other ones. And then I kind of watched
Cinderella's good though. I know a lot of people are turned off by
Cinderella. Is that the one with, oh my God, what's her name?
She was in Pride and Prejudice Zombies. But she was brunette.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Okay.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. It's a horror movie. So I know it sounds messed up, but she was a brunette in that movie.
It's
she's
a
a
book.
blonde,
Mhm.
and she's a blonde in Cinderella.
But I'm trying to remember her name. Why is it
I
escaping
can't
me?
think of her name either, but she's actually been in quite a few movies. But I like Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Did you ever read the book?
Pride and Prejudice? Yeah.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. It's a
Oh
book.
no, I haven't read the book, but Pride and Prejudice, yes, it's one of my favorite movies. But yeah, so she's in Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and then she's in Cinderella. Cinderella is a good live action. The remake that they did. So
I'm gonna have
the
to.
newest.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
And then the newest Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. That's out, and that is actually very good.
I've heard of that one. I haven't seen it.
The Mistress, as long as you've seen the first one, you have to see the first Maleficent to see the second Maleficent. You just can't see the second Maleficent and be like, okay, I'm all caught up.
Okay, so
But not all.
Lily James.
That's it. But not all of these live action. Like I love The Lion King, but I'm
The live
not
action one?
Yeah, but I'm not. No, the cartoon.
Okay, yeah, because honest, the live action one, shot for shot recreation. From what I could see, because I saw it at the drive-in, I'm watching one movie here, and I would turn my head every now and then. It was literally shot for shot. The only thing that differed, I think, was the oh my God, the Hakuna Matata maybe montage or whatever. But
What?
for the most part, it looked like it was shot for shot. Why even?
Matata is the best. It's like one of the.
Or wait, or was it the what do you want me to do? Dress and Dragon do the hula?
Oh, God, that's funny.
Ooh-ah! That was awesome. But
The thing is, though, is like I heard that Dumbo is really emotional.
I can only watch it
And
once
I
because
can't
it makes me
watch
cry like
Dumbo.
a
I can't
bitch every
watch
time.
Dumbo. Like Pete's Dragon, never seen that because I can't watch Pete's Dragon.
Why?
I'm Pete's Dragon, and it's a long story.
There's a history.
There is a history with Pete's Dragon.
Gotcha.
When I was little, my mom took me to see Pete's Dragon. You know, the original.
Yeah, the
So,
live action / animated.
When I was little. And I guess, according to my mom, I cried hysterically. She had to take me out of the movie theater. So then
how did that movie go?
And then when I got a little bit older, I tried to watch it again, like when I was a teenager, and I broke down again. So clearly I cannot watch fucking Pete's Dragon. So I don't even try to watch Pete's Dragon.
That is me with Dumbo because I never
can't. Just there's something about that movie that I just cannot watch fucking Pete's Dragon.
I watched Dumbo, I think, when I was much older. I think I was like in my late teens. And that scene where the mother goes apeshit on the kid that's basically maybe torture a little, teasing the hell out of him is probably more better. Teasing the hell out of Dumbo, and she defends him by, spanking him with her trunk. She gets locked up in chains in a tiny caboose, and she's trying to
Dumbo one time.
She's trying to rock him, to make him feel better. It's making me emotional thinking about it. Jesus, with her trunk, it's such a sad moment. Even though it has a happy ending, you just go, I gotta hug my mother, and then I realize I can't.
Yeah, I've only seen Dumbo once, and it was years ago. I can't.
It is such a sad moment.
Yeah, I can't.
You go, she didn't do anything wrong.
I'm not. There's just because I have such a strong empathy for some of the stuff that just some things that you're just like this. I can't.
I can't do this.
And then Andrea makes fun of me. She's like, "Why are you crying at that movie?" I'm like, "Kid, I just did you."
I'm going to tell you a funny one. It just shows you how sometimes certain things can trigger and you don't think about it, especially if it's your partner.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother had passed away. All right. And Amanda, trying her best to distract me and all that other stuff, pops in, I think it was one part of her box set of the Twilight Zone. What could go wrong?
Right. It's Twilight Zone.
Until you get to the episode, I Sing the Body Electric, which was about a guy who gets a robot that's a grandmother type character, and she gets run over by a car.
Oh, shit.
What could possibly go wrong?
Fucking what?
I was bawling over the edge of the couch going, why? She's like, oh, shit. Now she's got to deal with an almost 6-foot baby, and she's like, What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Just leave me alone. It's just funny. But before we go, because this is your actual first time on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Did you want to let the people knowing, and I'll probably post a link on the YouTube page later, introduce yourself to them.
Yeah, sorry. I am the babbling person that you guys have officially met. My name is Krista. Hi. I'm a co-host here, and I would like to finally let you guys know that I do come on here, and I like to stir the pot, cut people off from time to time, and I like to yell a little bit.
A little
bit. Normally, I'm not as aggressive or crazy.
Depends on the subject.
Just depends on the subject. I haven't been here for a couple of weeks. I've been dealing with families.
You have a business?
I do own my own business. It's called Krista's Spiritual Guidance. I am on Facebook. So you can find me there. I have a Facebook group. So
we'll post a link, and
we can post the link. I do read tarot cards, and I also do Reiki. So you can find me on the group. And I do tarot readings via Facebook Messenger. So if you would like a reading, you can find me on there. And I do sell products. So you will find the products on Facebook as well. Other than that, hopefully next time you see me, I won't be as psychotic. Maybe I'll drink my coffee. This is tea, so that's why I'm psychotic today. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.
Plus, there was a full moon too.
Yeah, full moon kind of sets me off, but not really. It's the coffee. This is tea. I need coffee.
She needs her coffee.
I need coffee.
All right, so we're going to wrap things up here. Thank you to all those who tuned in on the live stream on YouTube. Anything else you want to add before we go out?
Hopefully, the next time we come on, we'll have a little bit more to discuss because the New Hampshire primaries coming up.
We didn't even touch on Iowa. God damn it.
After the Iowa debacle with the Democratic caucuses, the New Hampshire primaries are coming, and we'll be able to discuss that a little bit more. I am a conservative liberal, so that means that I swing both ways.
Nice.
But I do speak right now for the people. I am not a Trump supporter, but I do like to vote with a split ticket, you guys, which is something we need to discuss more. And so hopefully we can speak about the New Hampshire primaries that are coming up. Other than that, the Iowa caucuses sucked ass.
You heard it here first. Anyway, wrapping things up, we'll be back in 2 weeks until we can finally get it on paper, more or less, if we're going to go weekly or not.
Yeah.
Other than that, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, I've been Dawn.
I'm Krista.
And until then, keep your rants in your pants. And wrapping it up.
A little whistle in your tissel.
Say bye, Marquise.
Bye, Marquise.
Okay.